Alright, hey, how we doing today? Vern's Custom Motor Works. Today, we are working on a 98 Mercedes ml320. Unfortunately, we live in a state that requires safety inspections. Not generally a bad thing, but unfortunately that does occasionally mean an otherwise good car, such as this, no longer can be used on the road. Now, this thing runs great, drives beautifully, has a couple minor issues, nothing major, but it's got rust. The rear of the frame's rotted, the front end's got some rot going. It's not safe for the road anymore. However, it is a four-wheel drive, full-frame vehicle. And the woman who owns this happens to be my neighbor. And owns a small business and has been forced to shovel her parking lot. She hasn't been able to find a reliable plow guy. So she asked me, seeing as this is no longer road legal. Oh, sorry, things going crazy here. She asked me, seeing as this is no longer road legal, if I could put a plow on it. I said, yeah, why not? Decent with fab. And, I think it'll be pretty freaking funny to see a Mercedes out plowing snow. Talk about plowing in luxury. So, on this, Mercedes actually has a nice steel bumper hidden behind all the plastic. Unlike a traditional car, whereas the bumper is a bolt-on piece, it's not structural, you'd never consider doing what I'm about to do. But she only plows a 50-foot driveway and like 6 parking spaces. It's not a lot. We're not putting a great big Fisher minute mount plow on this thing. We're just putting on a little side-by-side ATV plow. This bumper's nice, welded to the frame, good, solid. They actually use it as the factory tow point, which is why I'm doing it this way. I figure if it's strong enough to pull this car out of a ditch or out of an accident, it ought to be able to handle a 100-pound ATV plow. Keep in mind, she's not plowing, 10 feet of snow with this thing. She is... this is where we get 3-4 inches. She just needs to keep her parking lot clear for her business. And it should do fantastic. So what we did is I went and picked up a Copland ATV plow, full mount kit, whole 9. And we're going to modify it to mount on that bumper. Originally, this piece was meant to bolt to the ATV swing arms. It acted like a skid plate. And there's the other half of it. And then the actual plow mount, this piece, would bolt to that plate. So, I don't need the other plate. This isn't going to be coming off once it goes on. We're going to weld this solid to the vehicle. Got to come up with some bracing. Just to give it some extra support. I'm going to have a couple pieces that run up from the back here, a couple little triangles just to keep the plate from flexing too much in the back. This will loop over the metal bumper. So I'll be able to weld it all along the top, weld these little ears here. So it should have plenty of support around that area. I'll also probably end up running a brace back further down to, a cross member or something on the frame, to give it a little extra rigidity. But I think this would work. I did a bunch of looking around online, and I'd seen a few people who have done this, and they all look hokey as hell. It's generally, they got a winch bolted onto the hood, and the plow, they just weld a couple ears to this, and that's how they, mount the plow onto it, and I think I can do better. I think this system's going to work out well. I'll do my best here to document it as we go along, where we're at with it. So, yeah, let's get into it. Alright, so we had to do a little bit of modification. Unfortunately, those ears, just for whatever reason, I couldn't get the scoop in there right. So, ears had to go. But it sits in there much better now. Give me a second. It's a little hard to do here with you guys. Loop this in back here. Oh, give me a second. I gotta put you down. So, this is how it's going to mount. It's going to sit right on here like this, get welded there, get welded in the back, add a little bit of bracing. Oh, sorry, that's super heavy. Not a light unit. But, alright, so unfortunately I got to put you guys down so I can tack this into place. As soon as I get a little bit more done, we'll come back and I'll show you what we've done. Alright, so we got this thing all welded on here now, at least the first layer welds. I know they're not that pretty. I'm out of welding gas. I'm stuck running flux core at the moment. But it is getting the job done. I mean, this thing is on here pretty rugged. I'm an easy 200 pounds and it ain't flexing in the slightest. It just moves the whole truck. So, I think for what we're doing, this is going to work out fairly well. I'm going to run a couple of braces from this plate up to the top of the bumper here. Ooh, fuck, that's hot. That was dumb. Hey, you know, metal gets hot when you weld it. Should think about that. But we're going to run 2 braces from down here, and here, up top to the bumper here. Just to give it a little pushback resistance. And then I think what I'm going to do is run a bar from there back to that cross member right there. I think if I can do that, that ought to keep this thing pretty well intact on here. That's the hope anyways. We'll see how it plays out. Alrighty. So we're making good progress. Got the 2 supports going up to the top of the bumper welded on now. Got the back all welded on. So I think next we're going to be on to figuring out how to mount the winch on the thing. That should be interesting. I'm thinking I'm just going to build a plate. I'll weld up top here, bring it out, have some legs that go down, bolt onto that. It shouldn't have to be anything crazy. It's not for 4-wheeling. This truck's not going in the mud. It'll never drive more than 50 feet ever again in its life. That's it. It's just to plow a 50-foot driveway. So, don't gotta go crazy. Just gotta make it work. I think we're pretty good track so far. Alright. Be back in a few here with the next update. Alright, so unfortunately my phone died. A little to my knowledge. So, missed what I went through to get this on. But, I do have the winch mounted. It seems to be fairly secure. All the wiring's run up underneath the hood, hooked to the battery, goes in, goes out. Now, run outside quick, put the blade on it, and see how it does. Alrighty, so we got the blade on here now, winch cable run. Ought to do fairly decent at moving some snow. Fire her up and see how well it does at raising. Sorry, I got a little cold going, if you're wondering why I sound a little sniffly. Alright, got our winch controller here. Oh, look at that. I think that ought to work. Hey? Hopefully we'll find out here shortly.
Probably.